What's going on, Jets fans? Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to a prospect profile, actually, I should be saying. First one we've done in a long time. Now, the Winnipeg Jets lately have become more of a trading and acquisition type of team, trying to push themselves over the hump to win that Stanley Cup, or at least try to get there. But nonetheless, that doesn't mean the Jets don't have a ton of good prospects. You guys already know this. Guys like Ville Heinola, who are already aged out of the World Junior prospects, but it doesn't mean we don't have a lot of other ones that are still in the tournament. We've got 4 prospects that have entered this year's World Juniors tournament. Those 4 players being Perfetti on Team Canada, Daniel Torgenson on Team Sweden, Chaz Lucius on Team USA, and Nikita Chibrikov on Team Russia. And what we're going to be doing, instead of covering each Team Canada game, if you want to see a game recap reaction for Team Canada, you can check out the Nolan Hockey podcast right now. They're going to be covering Team Canada for every game that they do the tournament, as well as live streaming a couple games as well. So go check them out if you want to see some Team Canada generally focused content. But for these videos I'll be focusing on the Winnipeg Jets prospect side of things, seeing how our 4 prospects play in every tournament, their goals scored, their ice time, and just the overall impact they had on the ice. So with all that being said, if you haven't already subscribed regardless of the team that you root for, definitely consider doing so. And let's jump right into this, talking about, without a doubt, the best performance right out of the gate, and that being Cole Perfetti with Team Canada. Obviously, them winning their first game against the Czech Republic 6-3, in which was a very good, solid game, even though the first period they had some ups and downs. But I really like this game for Team Canada. It showed a lot of resiliency. They showed a lot of I guess that's honestly the best way I could describe it, really, when I think about it. They were able to overcome a loss, be a deficit, and play really good together as a team. You had a lot of good passing, and Cole Perfetti was one of the main culprits in that game for the best passing plays. He had 3 assists today. I believe that ties him for the tournament lead right now in scoring with 3 points, or at least close to that in the top 5. But nonetheless, having a really good start to this tournament, those 3 assists, a couple points coming off of that power play. He looked really good out there. He really looked confident. He was able to make some risky passes that didn't look risky when he actually made them. Very confident, a very smart player out there. We already know this about Cole Perfetti, but it's really good to see him go into a tournament like this and play at a very high experience capable player that he is, right? He's an underager that went into the AHL last year for the Moose, had a really solid season for them, has been really good on this Moose team as well this year. I really like Cole Perfetti and the way his development has grown so far after being drafted by the Winnipeg Jets just 2 years ago. And honestly, I think that if he continues up a performance like what we saw in this game against the Czech Republic for Canada, I really think that he could get a look with the Jets when this tournament is over. You have to remember, Blake Wheeler will be out for a significant amount of time. Although Paul Stastny has been good, having an extra young forward that could be a wild card, even just giving him the usual games, the 8 games or whatever, even going over that, I think it could be good for him to get him some time at the NHL level. He started the season with the Jets. I think after this tournament, if he continues to play the way he did in this game, definitely call him up. Now, the next player is going to be Daniel Torgenson from Team Sweden. Torgenson didn't register any points today. He only played about 13 minutes of ice time, was a +3, his average shift being about 30 seconds. I really liked his game tonight. I thought he was a really good depth forward tonight. He really played well. He played smart hockey. You actually noticed him out there even though he wasn't putting up points. He did everything right that he's supposed to do. He's a really good two-way guy when you look at Daniel Torgenson. He was drafted a couple of years ago. I really like his game. I think he's going to be a really good player that when he comes into the Moose. I think he has potential to kind of grow his game like David Gustafsson did. David Gustafsson really wasn't that high of a scorer when we drafted him in that second round, but has really developed his game to be an all-around complete 5-on-5 player, as well as a penalty kill specialist, and a guy that can get his hands dirty and score some good goals on a power play. Daniel Torgenson may have not registered any points today in Sweden's 6-3 win over Russia, but that doesn't mean he had a bad game. I'm really curious to see how his tournament's going to look at the end of everything, and I was impressed with his Game 1 performance against Russia in that 6-3 win for Team Sweden. Now that brings us to our next player on this list, and that is going to be Chaz Lucius, our first-round draft pick from last year's draft. A really good, interesting player that we got in him. He didn't play a lot of games the year before that going into the draft because of injury and also just COVID and the way that the world was for junior hockey. A lot of guys in that first round didn't get a really good sample size of games going into their draft year, but Chaz Lucius has been dubbed one of the underrated wild card type players for Team USA. He really could surprise. He only played 10 minutes of ice time tonight, was kind of not used as much as he could be, but like everyone's been saying, when he had an average shift of 46 seconds, he looked really good out there. He made some good decisions. It was a +1. I really think that he could be a really big wild card for this team. He's got a lot of scoring abilities on the power play. He's also pretty damn dangerous on 5-on-5. I really like his game and how he's able to move the puck with the rush through the neutral zone and into the attacking zone. Really good shot, really smart, high IQ player, very young, and like I said, not a really big sample size going in from the last couple of years because of injuries and COVID, so he really could surprise. I really think he's about 3 years away from even getting a serious look at the NHL, maybe even 4, depending on how he develops with the Moose whenever he gets there. But so far with that USA development system, he's been very good, an underrated prospect for sure, and I'm excited to see how his tournament is going to continue to develop after that loss they had to Slovakia. They lost that game. They played a good game in my opinion, but the US, they won 3-2. But you know, I want to see them play a stronger game. We'll have to see how his tournament grows. But I'm really excited to see how he's going to play with this Team USA team. And that'll bring us to our final prospect, probably the most interesting and hyped prospect that the Winnipeg Jets have in this tournament. And I know that sounds crazy when we have Perfetti in here, but Nikita Chibrikov has been absolutely incredible this season. He's been insane. He was drafted last year in the 50th overall last year. Has been absolutely insane playing for Dynamo Russia in the KHL. I'm actually going to pull up his stats for you right now because I want to get them actually right because he's been that good. This year so far, 16 games played. Actually, no, that isn't even the right stats. What the heck is this? They don't even give me the right stats. Let's cut. He's been incredible so far in the KHL. He's in 15 games played this year so far. He has been able to put up 9 goals, 7 assists, 16 points. An insane draft pick. Some of these goals he's been able to score too have been incredible. A really high-skilled goal scorer. One of the best natural goal scorers in the draft in a long time. Well, the reason he even went in the second round really was because of that kind of, you know, unsureness around Russian players every once in a while. I think he's got an amazing shot at being one of the best players, one of the best steals in last year's draft. But yeah, he had a really good tournament to start so far in game 1. They obviously lost 6-3 to Sweden, but I still think he had a pretty damn good game. He was able to register 1 assist in 15 minutes of ice time. Average shift of 41 seconds, was a +1 out there. He looked really good, really confident, made some really good saves, really good opportunities, as well as he got robbed on a really good opportunity on a goal. He's been really, really good. Even in the pregame tournament, he's been really, really good. So I really expect to see him be one of the core contributors on this Russian team. If they're going to have success, Chibrikov is going to be definitely one of the engines on that team helping them win. I really liked his game today, and I can't wait to watch how he's going to continue to look throughout this tournament. A lot of hype surrounding this guy, and I really want to see him perform well, because if he performs insanely well, I think that kind of puts the Jets in a little bit of an interesting spot. Get him signed early and try to get him to the Moose if you can. If you can get him to the AHL, maybe even next year, that would be a huge win for the organization. I want to see this guy, as soon as he can leave Russia, I want to see him come over to the Moose and get him ready to that North American game. He could easily be one of the best steals from last year's draft. And that's going to wrap up game day 1 for the 2021-2022 World Junior Tournament. Really good tournament for all 4 of our prospects in this tournament today. I really like their games, and I can't wait to see how they're going to progress throughout this entire tournament and show off their skills that they have, because the Jets have a lot of really good, kind of, you know, question mark prospects right now. There's a lot of hype around some of these guys. Perfetti has really shown what he can do, and he's kind of the only #1 guy we have, obviously wearing that A for Team Canada as well. But it's going to be really good tonight. Russia is going to be going against Switzerland, so we're going to be able to see Chibrikov again in action, as well as Daniel Torgenson going up against Slovakia. That's going to be a really damn good game as well. I'm looking forward to this lineup of hockey, so we will be covering all the players anytime basically Winnipeg prospect out of these 4 plays. We'll be covering it, so some videos will be longer, some videos will be shorter. Not everyone will be playing on every night, but I will still be covering all the games that they do play nonetheless. So with all that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts so far on day 1 of this tournament so far for the World Juniors. I would love to hear all your thoughts and what was your favorite moment from one of the games that was played today. I hope you guys all had a great Christmas. We're also going to be coming out with the #2 on our top 5 list of Winnipeg Jets performers by the Christmas break, so stay tuned for that. I will have all of that stuff probably be coming out. This video will probably be already out after that one, let's say. So yeah, go check all that out if you haven't already. I hope you enjoyed this video. Drop a like, share it, check out all the other videos that I have on this channel, subscribe regardless of the team you root for. Peace, love, and positivity. Have a great rest of your day. Go Jets, go. Go Canada, go. And bye-bye.